Hey guys, welcome back to another Reddit confession video, and I'm excited because today's confessions are nasty and dark. As the title says, you can share your opinions in the comments section. Thank you guys for stopping by, and please subscribe to the channel and turn the notification buttons for new videos. So let's dive into today's Reddit confessions. Confession 1. I caught my girlfriend cheating on me with her office people. I'm 24M, and I love my 21F girlfriend a lot. We're together since almost a year, and we were planning to buy a house to move in together and eventually get married. I told her about my past relationships genuinely, and she told me that as well. Things were going pretty good. We used to meet every week for date, movies, or shopping. I started noticing a change in her behavior since 2 to 3 weeks, such that she won't message me at night before sleeping and isn't excited when I visit her. She remained quite uninterested even during sex and would just want me to finish off and go. She told me she's frustrated due to her work, and I wanted to give her some space, hence I didn't disturb her much. She lately got some family problems due to her shaky finances, and I volunteered to help her, after which she started behaving better. One day I visited her, and she didn't open the door, so I called her a few times. Afterwards, she opened the door and told me she was in an office meeting online, that's why I couldn't attend the door. I found her in a weird state as if she was with someone else. I asked her if everything's all right, and she said yes. I found her bathroom locked, and I doubted that there's a guy in there, but she said it's locked due to some fixes in pipes. However, I insisted her to open the bathroom door, and I found 2 guys naked. I asked the guys to dress and leave immediately. She started making excuses like they're gay and whatnot, but eventually confessed that she was having sex with them. She told me it's because she's frustrated over work, and they're her seniors who have promised to help her get over her problems in workplace. I left the place and didn't text her again. I'm heartbroken and don't know whether I should accept her story or not. She has visited me many times to say sorry since then and pretends that she did it out of desperation and she's ashamed of it. Confession 2. I spent my entire check rent money on off. Now I have to live with my poor decisions. Seems almost like something takes over my brain when I'm chatting with my favorite model. I know it's fake and probably AI or some girl somewhere, but IDC, the fantasy is real and it feels real in the moment. I don't know what I'm going to do now for rent, my car payment, or groceries and gas, but I had fun. $1,900 in a day and messages back and forth. Can't tell any of my friends or family, but needed to get it off my chest. Figured this was the best place. Third confession. I'm the guy who had no idea that his wife fucked everything that moved behind his back, including good friends and colleagues. The mistake I made was incorrectly assuming that I could trust her as much as she could trust me. For years, I was basically the only person who didn't know. Even my most hated enemies knew, either because they were taking part or they knew someone who was. I live in a relatively small city, so I basically just assume every single person I interact with is laughing at what a cuckold I am. She took everything from me, everything. I left a 6-figure job and now have literally no friends. I will never so much as date again. My daughter, yes, DNA test verified. My hands were shaking when I opened that letter. Loves her mother and respects her. I desperately don't want her to ever learn the truth about what a despicable whore gave birth to her. I don't want her to ever think her mother is capable of that kind of selfishness and betrayal. So I've allowed her to believe the failure of our marriage was my fault. She shows zero contrition. Zero. Doesn't even admit to anything, just says, it is what it is, and she made our divorce and ensuing custody battle as difficult as possible, in every way possible. She hates me because I know who she really is. Fourth confession. What should I do to get past a fight with my husband? I am sorry for my English, not my first language. I am 34 years old, and he is 39 years old. We have been together since March 2023 and got married on May 2024. We live in a European country. But we are immigrants here. We are from a small country from at Europe. Only he is the one that is working, and I go to language school. The fight was about winter holidays, because I wanted to go to our home country because my mother had an operation, and since 3 of my sisters will be there for Christmas, I wanted to go at that time too. One of the things that my parents love the most is to see all of us together, and I know that this would lift a lot her spirits. My husband doesn't want to go there for Christmas, but instead to go and visit his brother that lives in the same country with us. But he lives in an 8-hour drive away. He wants to go because it is the name day of his nephew. We are Orthodox, and his nephew has the same name as his father that has passed away 5 years ago. For this we got into a fight because he accuses me that I spent a lot of money to give my family little things. I said that I understand that because we are actually struggling with keeping food on our table, so I suggested to not go anywhere for holiday, but just stay at home. I said that he can go by himself because I don't feel to go anywhere. I cannot see my mother after the operation that she had. Last night after we brought it up again, he got angry and drunk, and after he got drunk, we got even in Hugo fight him calling me that I am in for the money, and we have actually nothing. We have only debts. He threatened me to send me back to my country and leave me there. I got defensive. and said that the only way that he sends me back is in a coffin. Then he said he would be happy to oblige, and putted his hand around my neck until I started feeling to pass out. I have no bruises on my neck. I don't bruise easily. All this happened less than 12 hours ago, and now I don't know how to navigate all this situation. I don't know anyone here to speak and cry. I can't speak with my family because my parents have delicate health, and my sisters would hate him and convince me to leave him. But I don't know if that is the thing that I want to do. I should have known better to not engage in a fight when he is drunk. Can you please help me with any suggestions, because now he is working, and I don't know how can I manage things when he comes home. Fifth confession. I can't stop thinking about being kidnapped. Hi, I've always been leaning toward the BDSM side of relationships since my sexuality woke up, and it gradually became more intense over the years. I've started by answering some posts of men when I was a teen, often looking for dominant or degrading situations. There wasn't much on internet 1 or 2 decades ago, and my first meet was me having sex with a man 15 years older for some weed, just for the thrill of being a prostitute. It continued with all the commons kinks like feet, spit, humiliation, rough sex, choking, and so on. Later I've tried a few experiences on more extended period as a slave from 3 days to 4 months to discover if I was really into it, which I was. So my limits loosen up. I continued with Euro, multiple DOMs, whoring myself out, getting blackmailed, tried to invite some grinder men saying that I kept my door unlocked and gave them my address and so on. Then I've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolarity, so I've began to start taking meds, and my sexual drive just disappeared completely. Sadly, I have no other drives in life. No goals, no ambitions, no job, no friends, so my days are quite boring. I spend them reading manhwa, watching series or such, since I don't enjoy using my brain. So my problematic sex drive was gone, but with zero benefits and some secondary effectiveness. So I've recently decided to stop taking them. My desires came back stronger than ever, and now all I can think about all day, while dreaming or immediately when I wake up, is finding myself some psychopath who'll abduct me, rape me, drug me, force me to a life of sexual slavery and so on. Even my lighter fantasies about finding a relationship involve someone toxic who will isolate me and make me dependent on him. While I don't fantasize about being killed or suffering extreme tortures, I wouldn't mind being trafficked. Is it bad, doctor? Should I just resume my medications and live just waiting for death by old age or disease? Or should I just embrace it and hope that I won't regret it, if ever I can find such a man? Sixth confession. I, 18 Ammon, want to be dominated and controlled by my teacher, 39F, so badly. She's just amazing, no other way to put it. She is the most compassionate and caring and sweet person I have ever met, and she never fails to give me butterflies whenever she speaks to me in her soft, gentle voice. She is not a hot teacher that a lot of boys fantasize about. I actually did not have feelings for her until later on. She is fit and elegant, and I think about her while trying to sleep every night. It just comforts me and makes me sleep faster. I usually fantasize about being adopted by her and completely submitting to her by getting on my knees and kissing her feet and massaging her feet when she gets back from marathons. I may have a foot fetish, and taking care of her, and only answering with, "Yes, ma'am," when she tells me something. I want her to tell me what to do, and I want to obey all her commands. I want to be embraced by her while softly calling her mommy and get called a good boy. I want her to tutor me at home on the school subject that I have her class in, so I would never disappoint her. I want her to sometimes be strict with me and tell me what to do so that I could feel her authority and power over me, and that I submit to her. I want her to step on me physically. I want to feel jealous when I see her get intimate with her husband, knowing I can only fantasize about doing stuff with her. Just wanted to get this off my chest. Seventh confession. When I'm mad at my boyfriend, my mind goes to women. I'm 22F. I've been with him 3 years now. In many ways, he's a good, even great boyfriend. When we met, I was over head over heels in love. I always am. But over time, he's just kind of IDK. I don't want to say lost interest. He's still very loving and invested. But every day is a new disappointment sometimes. The list of scuffs we've had would be very long. All squabbles. No major crimes on either of our parts. He's very not happy with my affection, seems. I went to hug him earlier when he came back from his meeting, pushes me to the side and said he needs to use the toilet. All right then. He picks me up from work. I bought him a cake, chocolate, and flowers, just as an I love you. He doesn't even give me a kiss when I get in the car, though he is thankful. I go to hug him later. He steps cleanly out of the way. It sometimes seems like he's legitimately repulsed by me wanting to cuddle, most of the time. He just gets this vacant look in his eyes, like he doesn't want to be there. I tell him how much he means to me. He checks his phone while my arms are still around him. He always apologizes, of course. We fuck once a week. I'd like more. Always the same. Usually me on top. I rarely get to come, which is fine. I like just being dicked, but still. Our relationship sometimes just seems so painfully heterosexual, traditional, ignored wife, an impartial, bored-ass husband, which is sad for two people against this dynamic. Even though he does love me and feels bad when I point this out, it seems his nature. I love him as a person. We have lots in common. Sometimes we have such fun. Other times, it's this, and like, I'm bi. I've never dated a girl, though I'm attracted to them. It's just never happened. Maybe I'm way off the mark, but my most fulfilling platonic relationships have been with women. They put mounds of effort into everything. The graduation gift, where my boyfriend didn't get me a thing. The planned birthdays, all of it. Romance comes naturally to us. We're less lust-driven, but also, supposedly, better in bed. We love deeper, I sometimes think. My friend used to be het and is now a lesbian. She talks about how much more respectful women are, how the sex goes on for hours, how they really want to sit and talk. I can't help but wonder, would we be having this horrible stagnation if he were a girl? IDK. I'm sure it's not realistic. Lesbian relationships obviously have their own problems. But still, the gay little voice whispers at me, can you imagine your life if you'd never dated men? 8th confession. I'm stupidly lonely. F20. Married me and my husband have been together for about 5 years now. We're each other's best friends, really. Can't say much more before it gets too sappy for the post. Basically, sometimes I get bouts of loneliness. Not because I'm not able to talk to him, mainly because I want him to enjoy his time playing. He's the main caretaker for our baby boy since he's disabled, and I just want someone to text. I'm friends with people at work, but folks who are much older and got their own lives. I get along with them well, but past small talk and questions about certain things I'm curious about, they're not nearly close to my age range to be talking about games that I play, or the cooking I like to do, and all the other things I like to blabber about. On the flip side, I find the people who are my age are too hyper, too spastic for my own tastes, and too energetic. Not that it's an issue, because sometimes I definitely wish I had that energy, but just that it's not what I'm looking for when I want to talk to someone. I'm a homebody. I enjoy my home, and my social battery gets drained quick, which is why I love being in my house and having the ability to talk to folks online, because at any second of the day, I can leave the Discord or easily tell them bub and take a nap. I don't know, just a little dilemma I've been having. Anything else about me is that I definitely have my hyper moments, short-lived but very much still a thing. I'd love for once to not be the one constantly having to reach out to folks, which seems like I have to do with all new people I talk to other than my consistent gaming friends. Anyways, that's my rant over. Just was thinking of this and had nowhere else to put it. Side note, please don't ask to see me. Please don't send me your dick. Please don't think you're slick and can do both of those things unnoticed. And that's all. 9th confession. I allowed my girlfriend to urinate on my lap when I stayed in her apartment last night. I am a 21-year-old woman who has a girlfriend. She's also 21. We are very close, despite dating for a couple months so far. She's the best lady in the world, and the fact that I support Chelsea and her supporting Arsenal doesn't change that at all. Well, last night I travelled from western side of Surrey County to northern part of Greater London to visit her apartment. I brought some food for us to eat when watching Women's Champions League football. During the whole match, we went so close that we felt each other's heartbeat and breathing. She felt a little kinky, and we discussed it really well. I allowed her to sit on my lap, and she wet herself. I didn't necessarily care less as I love her. I just gave her new clothing to wear. The rest of the night was fine. We were bonding the usual way that we do. 10th confession. I slept with a 39-year-old woman from Tinder, and I've felt empty ever since. So I'm 19, and I was bored and was on Tinder, and this woman from a diff state who was visiting for a day matched me. So we met, smoked some weed, and went back to the hotel she was staying at and had sex. But like she was probably the sweetest, most kind-hearted person I'd ever spoke to. Like usually when I meet literally any new person, I'm always awkward at first, but not with her. We instantly just talked. Hella. It was just different, and it low hurts knowing I'm never gonna see her again. Usually I get over girls within a day, but like bro, I can't even describe this feeling. 11th confession. I wish my roommate would break up. My roommate let his girlfriend move in, and the landlord is his cousin, so he's okay with it. GF isn't paying any rent, and we are living in a small apartment meant for 2 people. I have to hear them doing baby talk and wet kissing noises and bed creaking every day, and it grosses me out. I don't care if I sound immature. They watch videos at full volume, squeal and yell, and tease each other super loudly too. They rarely argue, but that is also very loud. I feel like a bad person for saying this, but I really hope they break up soon because they are so freaking annoying, cheesy and loud. They aren't bad people, I just can't stand them. I'm waiting for this to blow up so that either she moves out or they both move out. 12th confession. I'm a female incel, and every day I have homicide thought of hurting men.